Happy Wednesday. So today I'm going to touch base on a few little things. The first one is going to be companion plants and what in the world that is. The second thing is going to be different pests you can find in the little bit of garden that you have or in the big garden that you have. And the last thing is going to be just a snippet of what I'm going to cover next week on Wednesday, which is going to be what you can regrow from scraps from your kitchen. So that's going to be fun. Companion plants are basically BFF plants that work really well together. So what they'll do is you'll plant them next to a specific crop that you're trying to grow, and it will attract beneficial insects to that crop and to that area, and or will also repel some unbeneficial insects and pests from your garden. For example, marigolds. Marigolds are flowers, image above, and you can plant those next to tomatoes and or sweet potatoes or potatoes. And basically what it does is it repels soil insects and soil pests. Not only do marigolds repel insects, but it also attracts good insects like bees. And they also help in the growing of weeds. So it will repel some weeds from growing in your garden. Another companion plant, and the last one I'm going to talk about today because I'm going to provide that chart, are smelly crops. Smelly crops like garlic and onion. They repel insects. Why? Because they smell. No pest wants to be in a smelly garden. So any nursery and buy marigolds or buy companion plants for your garden to help them thrive. By now you should know that I dislike bugs very, very much. And if you don't, well, now you know. And my next subject is that. I'll be discussing what pests you can find in your garden, at least the ones that I found in mine, and how to repel them. First order of business, the munchers. When I say munchers, I mean caterpillars, fun times, white moths, slugs, butterflies. They like to munch on your leaves. So if you have little holes going, how to try and get rid of your munchers. You can get an orange, squeeze it, and leave it out in your garden, and the munchers will be attracted to that. And once you get them on there, then you can trap them and you can dispose however you want. I'm not interested in your disposal ways, believe me. White flies are my next pest. And here's an image of what that looks like. And they could be so minuscule that you probably will never catch one or see one, but you can definitely see the effects of these on your plants. Basically, they just go on your little leaves, lay their little eggs underneath the leaf, and those little eggs end up growing into something that's going to eat your leaf up. And the only way to get rid of them is either you plant that plant next to a stinky crop plant, companion plant, or you can spray a garlic spray on it, on the leaves, and that way it's organic and you don't have to worry about, not being able to eat the leaf if it's something that's green and you want to put it in a salad at some point. You can definitely spray that on top of your plant and you should be good to go. Trap for these white flies, basically get a yellow solo cup covered in honey and they'll attract to its sweetness and they'll get stuck. Last order of business is aphids. Here's an image of what that looks like. And again, these are tiny, so tiny. And I think I've shown them in videos previous to this when I've shown my garden live. And I found them a lot under the leaves of my lemon tree. And basically, I knew that this was happening because the lemon tree had two different color leaves. It had a really light yellow leaf and then it had the really rich green. When I looked under that, I saw that there was a whole bunch of aphids under there and it was just sucking the juice off the leaf until it completely dried out. To kind of help the situation, you should just get a bottle, like a spray bottle, put some warm water in there, put a little bit of Dawn, put a little bit of cayenne pepper, shake it and go and spray those leaves, and this should repel them from sucking on your leaves. I hope that these short segments have helped you and you've learned a little bit about it. Again, I'm not an expert. I do a lot of research just because I'm having things happen to my garden and I want to just share so that it doesn't happen to anybody, or at least it can help others in their journey with their garden. Now I'm gonna provide a snippet of what next week's video is gonna be about. I'm just gonna show you 3 things that I'm currently trying to reproduce here in my house before planting it outside, and I have some really good results. The first thing I'm going to show you is onion. So I used an onion for a meal the other day, and I want to see if putting it in a little bit of water was going to help the roots grow. And here's the result of that. They are growing. Literally, I cut the onion, I made my dinner, did what I needed to do. I left this side. I put it in water 2 days ago, and look at those roots. They're legit ready for the soil. The next one is lettuce. So I bought this at Aldi's, and I really like the texture of this lettuce because I can use it on burgers, I can use it on tacos. It was a really nice leaf, and I'm like, man, I'm never gonna find these seeds. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna cut it out and see if I can make this work. And check this out. This had nothing, and now there is lettuce leaves growing from it. And this is just from putting it in water. So as soon as it gets big enough, it's going to be transplanted. And the last thing is my sweet potato. I'm so excited about this because this sweet potato can be cut in several pieces, just because there's nuts everywhere, and I can just plant them straight just like this. I can even put this whole thing inside. Small clip that I'll do about me planting it in my potato bag. I'm excited about that too. In my last IGTV video, in my profile, there's a link to the pruning shears that you can purchase. They're from Amazon. The link's on there, so that way you can just click it. It takes you straight to it. I'm gonna be including pruning in probably my next clip for next week. And then on this one, I'm going to include the composting bin that I purchased for my kitchen, just in case anyone's interested in starting composting. I feel terrible throwing away scraps when they can be so beneficial sometimes for your garden. So I'm gonna provide that link in the IGTV description. If you're interested in buying that, just click the link. It takes you straight to the page, and you just have to add to cart.